If you're a man over 60 and you've been feeling slower, foggier, or like something's missing, you're not imagining it. You're not broken. What you're feeling may have everything to do with how your blood is flowing or not flowing through your body. And believe it or not, one simple household item that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now could help change that. No, it's not another supplement. It's baking soda. Taken the right way, this humble powder may help restore your energy, clarity, and connection. Stay with me, because this might be exactly what your body's been asking for. 1. Why blood flow changes everything. Most people think aging is the reason they feel tired, foggy, or less connected to life. But that's not the whole story. What if the real reason you don't feel like yourself anymore has less to do with your age and more to do with your circulation? You see, after the age of 60, your body begins producing much less nitric oxide. This is a natural compound your body relies on to relax and open up your blood vessels, helping blood flow freely through every part of your body. When nitric oxide drops, circulation slows. And when blood isn't moving well, everything suffers. Less oxygen reaches your brain, making you feel forgetful or mentally cloudy. Your muscles receive less fuel, so even a short walk can feel like a chore. Your heart works harder, your energy drops, and the spark that once came so naturally, whether it's in your work, your hobbies, or your relationships, starts to fade. For many men, this slow shift creates a quiet frustration. You're still the same person inside, but you don't feel like yourself physically. And that disconnect can affect every part of your life, from how you sleep to how you show up for the people you love. But here's the part too many men don't hear. Slowing down doesn't have to mean giving up, because when you support circulation, naturally, safely, and consistently, you support your mind, your body, and your connection to life itself. So no, it's not just age, it's biology. And biology can be supported. 2. The surprising power of baking soda. When people hear that baking soda might help with blood flow, most raise an eyebrow, and honestly, I did too. I'd spent decades helping men feel better naturally, and I still thought of baking soda as something you use to bake or calm a sour stomach. But the more I looked into the science, the more I realized we've underestimated this simple kitchen ingredient. As we age, one of the biggest shifts inside the body is in pH balance, the scale that measures acidity versus alkalinity. When you're young, your body easily keeps this balance in check. But over time, things like stress, processed food, lack of water, and even common medications can tip the scale, making your body more acidic. Why does that matter? Because an acidic internal environment causes inflammation, tightens blood vessels, and slows circulation. That leads to tiredness, brain fog, poor recovery, and yes, a loss of drive and connection. Your body may feel heavier, your thoughts less sharp, and your energy faded. Here's where baking soda comes in. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is a natural alkaline compound. When used properly, at the right time and in the right dose, it can help restore pH balance in your system. That balance allows your blood vessels to relax, helps reduce inflammation, and may even support nitric oxide production, which is key to healthy blood flow. Better circulation means more oxygen reaches your brain and muscles. You feel more alive. Your clarity returns. You're more connected in every way that matters. It's not magic. It's simple chemistry. And the best part, it's affordable, available, and easy to use. For many men, this one small addition to their morning routine has become the turning point, something that makes them feel like themselves again without prescriptions or side effects. Used the right way, baking soda can be a quiet but powerful way to support your body. And that's exactly what I'll show you next. 3. How to use baking soda the right way. Now that you understand why baking soda can support better circulation and overall vitality, the next important step is learning exactly how to use it. This is not something you want to guess your way through. The right method makes all the difference between meaningful results and unnecessary side effects. Done correctly, this small daily habit can become a powerful part of your health routine. Step 1 is to use the correct type of baking soda. Always choose food-grade baking soda. That means it must be safe for cooking and human consumption. Check the label carefully. It should say 100% sodium bicarbonate and indicate that it is intended for baking or food use. Do not use baking soda meant for cleaning, deodorizing, or other industrial purposes. These often contain fillers or additives that are not safe to consume. Step 2 is measuring precisely. You need exactly 1/4 teaspoon, which is 0.25 teaspoons. This may sound like a very small amount, but it is exactly what your body needs to help support pH balance and circulation without overloading on sodium. Do not guess. Use a proper measuring spoon. Step 3 is mixing it properly. Take your 1/4 teaspoon and stir it into 8 ounces of room temperature water. That is 1 standard cup. Make sure the water is not cold and not hot. Room temperature water allows for smooth absorption and prevents any sudden stress on your digestive system. Stir the solution until the baking soda is completely dissolved. It should be clear with no grainy residue at the bottom. Step 4 is timing. The best time to take baking soda water is in the morning, right after you wake up, and before eating or drinking anything else. This is when your body is naturally more acidic due to the overnight fast. Taking it at this time helps restore internal balance more effectively and sets a steady tone for your circulation throughout the day. Step 5 is frequency. You should not take baking soda every single day. I recommend starting with 3 or 4 days per week. For example, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Giving your body regular breaks is important to avoid overwhelming your system with sodium and to keep your chemistry balanced. Some people choose to enhance this routine with optional additions. A small squeeze of fresh lemon juice can provide extra alkalizing power and vitamin C. A pinch of natural salt, such as sea salt or Himalayan salt, can support trace minerals. These additions are not required, but are safe to try once you are comfortable with the basic recipe. When it comes time to drink it, sip it slowly. Do not chug it quickly. This is not a sports drink. Let it be a quiet, calm part of your morning routine. Think of it as a small gesture of care for your body, like tuning an engine before a long drive. You are sending a message that your health and presence matter. During the first few days, do not expect dramatic changes. This is not a magic formula. But many men report subtle but meaningful improvements after the first week. You might notice clearer energy in the mornings, sharper focus, fewer bathroom trips at night, or even a renewed sense of connection with your partner. 4. Common mistakes to avoid when using baking soda. Now that you know how to use baking soda the right way, it's just as important to understand how not to use it. Because even though it's a natural and affordable remedy, it still works by changing your body's internal chemistry. And if you're not careful, a small mistake can lead to discomfort, setbacks, or even harm. Over the years, I've seen dozens of well-meaning men unintentionally sabotage their results by misusing baking soda. Most of them weren't reckless. They were just eager. They wanted to feel better fast. But your body doesn't respond well to pressure or shortcuts, especially after 60. It needs rhythm, precision, and patience. So let me walk you through the top 5 mistakes to avoid and how to make sure you stay on the safe, effective path. Mistake number 1, taking too much. This is by far the most common issue. You start with a 1/4 teaspoon, feel a little better, and think, if a little helps, maybe more will work faster. Don't do it. Baking soda contains sodium, and too much sodium can lead to bloating, blood pressure spikes, or digestive discomfort. I've had men try taking a full teaspoon or more, then come back with heartburn, nausea, or worse. Stick to exactly 1/4 teaspoon, that's 0.25 teaspoons, stirred into 8 ounces of water. It's a small amount for a reason. Your body doesn't need more. It needs consistency. Mistake number 2, taking it every single day. Your body thrives on rhythm, not repetition without rest. Even good habits lose their effect when done without pause. Taking baking soda daily can put a strain on your kidneys, upset your electrolyte balance, and raise your sodium levels unnecessarily. I recommend taking it 3 to 4 times a week, not every day. That gives your body time to adjust, process, and respond naturally. Remember, we're tuning your system, not flooding it. Mistake number 3, using the wrong type of baking soda. Not all baking soda is created equal. Some off-brand or industrial types include fillers, anti-caking agents, or even aluminum, which should never be consumed. Always look for pure food-grade baking soda, the kind you'd cook with. Brands like Arm & Hammer are generally safe, but always read the label. If it doesn't say food grade, skip it. Mistake number 4, taking it dry. This might sound odd, but I've actually had patients who tried to save time by sprinkling baking soda on their tongue or swallowing it dry like a pill. Don't do this. Baking soda needs to be dissolved fully in water to be effective and safe. Taking it dry can irritate your throat, burn your mouth, or upset your stomach. Take your time. Use 8 ounces of room temperature water and stir gently. Sip it slowly. Make it a quiet, mindful habit, not something rushed. Mistake number 5, skipping your doctor. Even though this is a natural remedy, it's still a chemical compound affecting your internal systems. If you have high blood pressure, heart issues, kidney disease, or are on a low sodium or fluid restricted diet, you must speak to your doctor first. I can't emphasize this enough. Your personal health history matters. Every man's body is different, and what's safe for one person may not be for another. Let your doctor know what you're doing. If they're not familiar with baking soda as a remedy, share this information with them. You deserve care that's informed, respectful, and based on your full picture. Bonus tip: don't expect instant fireworks. This isn't a magic potion. You're not going to wake up tomorrow feeling like you're 25 again. This is about quiet, steady improvement. Many men start to notice subtle changes after a week or two. Better sleep, more morning energy, sharper focus, warmer hands and feet, even improved connection with their partner. That's the sign it's working. Not a rush, but a return. 5. Real stories of revival. One of the most rewarding parts of my work over the past 30 years has been hearing from men who thought they were finished, men who believed the best parts of their life had already passed, and then watched those same men slowly return to themselves, not through surgeries, not through medications, but through small, consistent choices. Choices like this simple baking soda routine. These are not celebrity endorsements or extreme before and after stories. These are real, everyday men. Retired engineers, former teachers, veterans, grandfathers, husbands, men who once felt invisible, even in their own homes, and found a way back to vitality and connection. Let me start with Robert. Robert was 68 years old when he first came to me. He was sharp, thoughtful, and kind. A retired mechanical engineer. He took long walks with his dog every morning and read philosophy in the evenings. But underneath all that, Robert felt off. That was the word he used. Off. He told me, Doc, I'm doing everything right. I walk every day, eat decent, get good sleep. But something's missing. I feel slower, heavier, less clear. Like there's a fog between me and the world. After running some basic tests, we didn't find anything alarming. His vitals were steady, no big red flags, but I knew what he was describing. It was that quiet sense of fading that so many men experience in their 60s and 70s. The kind that doesn't show up on paper, but shows up every morning when you wake up and wonder where your spark went. I introduced him to the baking soda routine, 1/4 teaspoon in a glass of room temperature water, 3 times per week in the morning. He was skeptical but open-minded. 2 weeks later, he called me. "It's not dramatic," he said, "but it's like someone turned the lights up a little. My walks feel easier. My thinking is clearer. I'm not snapping at my wife over little things anymore. It's like I can breathe again." That's the kind of result we're after. Not miracles, not transformations, just a return to presence, to feeling capable, steady, and engaged with life again. Then there's Charles. Charles was 71, a former high school football coach, big voice, firm handshake. But when he came in, he didn't sound like a coach. He sounded tired, defeated. "It's not just about sex," he told me. "It's about feeling like a man again, feeling like I matter. I want my wife to look at me the way she used to, not out of pity, out of pride." We talked for an hour that day. I asked about his routines, his meals, his sleep. I asked what made him feel most alive. He laughed and said, "Right now, nothing." That answer stayed with me. Charles began the same simple routine. No major changes. Just the baking soda habit. A few weeks later, his tone shifted. His posture changed. He told me, "I'm not running marathons. I'm not 20 again. But something's different. I wake up with a little more fight. My legs don't feel like cement. I can sit and talk with my wife without feeling disconnected." That word again, disconnected. It comes up a lot. For so many men, it's not about chasing youth. It's about reconnecting to your body, to your thoughts, to the people you love. That's what improved circulation can do. It's not just about getting blood to your heart. It's about getting you back to the world. I've had men in their 80s tell me they feel sharper after a month. Others say they sleep more deeply, wake up fewer times at night, or feel warmer in their hands and feet. Signs that blood is flowing more freely again. Some even report small but powerful shifts in their relationships. They listen more, laugh more, touch more, not because they're chasing performance, but because they feel alive. One man told me this: "I used to feel like I was fading. Now I feel like I'm arriving." That's the difference a small habit can make. A single glass of water, 3 mornings a week, mixed with a substance you probably already have in your kitchen. It's not flashy, but it's real. And for men like Robert, Charles, and so many others, it's enough to change the way they move through the world. Of course, baking soda isn't the only reason they feel better. These men were also willing to listen to their bodies. They were willing to slow down, pay attention, and act with intention. That mindset matters just as much as the method. When you combine that mindset with a natural support like baking soda, used properly in the right dose and rhythm, you give your body a chance to find its strength again. You don't need a revolution. You just need a return. 6. Simple lifestyle shifts that support lasting vitality. Using baking soda the right way is a powerful step, but it's not the only step. The truth is, your body works best when small habits come together to support each other. And for men over 60, the path to better circulation, energy, and confidence isn't about radical change. It's about steady, intentional living. Think of it like tuning a classic car. One part matters, but the whole system has to be aligned. Below are some simple lifestyle shifts that, when combined with your baking soda routine, can make a lasting difference in how you feel each day. Pay attention to hydration. This is where most men unknowingly slow their own blood flow. Without enough water, your blood becomes thicker and moves less efficiently. That means your heart has to work harder, and oxygen takes longer to reach your muscles, brain, and other vital areas. Start your morning with water, ideally before coffee. Aim for at least 6 to 8 cups throughout the day, more if you're active or live in a dry climate. Even mild dehydration can affect your mood, energy, and focus. Move your body, gently but consistently. You don't have to lift weights or run marathons to keep your circulation strong. In fact, slow, steady movement may be even better for older men. Gentle walks, stretching, light yard work, tai chi, or even dancing in your living room can keep your blood moving, your joints loose, and your mind sharp. Try to move at least 20 to 30 minutes per day, even if it's in short sessions. The goal isn't exhaustion. The goal is flow, physically and mentally. Eat in a way that supports your heart and vessels. What you eat either supports circulation, Shri, or slows it down. Focus on whole natural foods, leafy greens, berries, fatty fish like salmon or sardines, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and plenty of colorful vegetables. These foods naturally support nitric oxide production and reduce inflammation. Limit processed foods, refined sugar, excess alcohol, and high sodium snacks. You don't have to give everything up, but the more real, nutrient-dense food you eat, the more your body will thank you in return. And, if possible, eat your meals slowly. Chewing well and breathing between bites can actually help digestion and reduce the inflammation that comes from stress eating or rushing. Sleep is when your body repairs. Poor sleep equals poor circulation. It's that simple. If you're sleeping less than 6 hours a night or waking up multiple times, your body may not be getting the rest it needs to restore itself. Create a calming bedtime routine. Dim the lights an hour before sleep. Avoid screens. Read. Stretch. Sip warm herbal tea. Keep your room cool and quiet. You're not just resting. You're allowing your body to produce hormones, clear toxins, and rebuild healthy function. Breathe and let go of tension. Most men carry stress silently. You hold it in your shoulders, your jaw, your breath. Over time, that stress becomes tension in your blood vessels, tightening flow, raising pressure, and dulling energy. Try this once a day. Close your eyes, place one hand on your chest, the other on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Do this for 1 or 2 minutes. That's it. These short moments help signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. And that alone can improve your blood flow. Connection is medicine. Isolation is one of the most silent threats to health in older adults. And connection, real human connection, is one of the most powerful healers. Call a friend. Hug your spouse. Write a letter to someone you've been thinking about. Sit and talk with your grandchildren. Don't underestimate the strength that comes from being seen, heard, and loved. You're not meant to do this alone. Your heart isn't just a muscle, it's a compass, and it beats stronger when it beats with others. You're not done yet. If you've made it this far, I want to say something important, something that most men over 60 rarely hear, but desperately need to. You are not past your prime. You're not too old. You are not too late. And whatever you've been feeling, tired, slow, disconnected, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your body is asking for support, not surrender. We've talked about how circulation changes with age, how nitric oxide decreases, blood flow slows, and how that shift can touch everything: your energy, your clarity, your confidence, and even your relationships. We've also talked about a simple tool, baking soda, and how, when used the right way, it can gently help your body find its balance again. Not because it's magic, but because it helps your system do what it's meant to do: heal, nourish, and connect. But beyond the science, there's something deeper at play here. This journey isn't just about health. It's about identity, about remembering who you are, about showing up in your life with strength, presence, and purpose, not just for yourself, but for the people who love you. I've sat across from thousands of men over the years, and I've seen what happens when they start to believe in themselves again, when they realize they're not stuck, That change is possible. That feeling alive again doesn't require youth, just intention. You don't need to be 25 again. You don't need six-pack abs or superhuman stamina. What you need, what your family, your partner, and even your future self needs is you at your best, awake, present, steady, alive. And that begins with a single decision, a single glass, a single moment of saying, I'm not giving up, I'm just getting started. So if this message has stirred something in you, a sense of hope, curiosity, or even just the feeling that maybe, just maybe, things can get better, hold on to that because they can. Your story isn't over. In fact, the best parts may be just ahead. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Now, go take that first quiet step and let the return begin.